This is our industrial laundry.
I love that place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's romantic, isn't it?
It is. It is.
I had my honeymoon there. The folks who own this place are very, very nice people, and a lot of the, pretty much, I think most of the, John, you can speak to this as well or better than I can, most of the people you see in the background here really do work here.
It's true. It's true. We had very few outside extras, and all the steam though, and all the dripping water and everything we added. It's not like they work in a hellhole. This
gentleman is a fixture at this place. He's a nice guy.
I love the knowing nod.
I do too.
Yeah, honestly, the knowing nod, the gentleman who's operating the machine did it on a take on his own, and I loved it, and I said, do that again.
Can you guys talk about, because I never knew that this was not real.
Yeah,
talk about this, John. Talk about how that works.
He is not going anywhere when he goes down that first flight of stairs. It's a cement floor, and he's doing the old bend your knees trick.
Nice. That's what I said, because I didn't know that either. I was like,
Marcel Marceau trick.
That's why he gets 2 Emmys, baby.
Yeah, that's how you get it.
Dean, we'll get you a staircase this season.
Just give me an invisible box to get out of. I'll be good to go.
And here is the marvelous David Costable.
Yes. I love Gail.
I love Gail too.
Talk about falling in love with a character with minimal screen time.
I loved Gail.
Yeah, he's a great actor, a great guy. Talented as all get out.
I loved him as an actor. Yeah, I love David too, because he was so... It was like he had so many different performances where they all went together and you could get so many different things out of him. I really loved cutting him, editing him. He was really great.
I love that pull ring on his zippered sweater there.
Yes.
Very early 70s.
Once again, wardrobe. Love it.
Great wardrobe. And you'll hear about this on other of these audio commentaries, but this amazing set.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This amazing set built for us by W. Gilpin, our construction coordinator, and his crew, and designed and tricked out by Mark Freeborn, our wonderful production designer. Just crushed it. All these guys, a whole lot of people worked very hard. Set decorators, art director, so many good folks worked so hard to make this what it is. This is a set. It is built out of plaster and not even that much, but it's very lightweight. These walls. I mean, there's
duct tape.
Sailing
wire.
It's structural. Obviously, it has to be structural to hold up, but it's not built out of concrete like it looks like. It's mostly wood and stuff like that, and the walls all fly, so you can move cameras in and out.
You think somewhere out in the desert someone's trying to rebuild this thing based on our plans?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I got a question, John. When you wrote this with the whole coffee thing, like how much research are you really that much of a coffee snob? Or
you got the tannins right.
The internet is a wonderful thing, and you can get on Wikipedia and you can find out what's really the chemistry of coffee, and it's all true.
But is that like the whole double vacuum business?
I have to give Mr. Gilligan credit for the double vacuum. I'm not sure where that came from. But
I stopped looking up porn for 20 seconds and looked up vacuum coffee. So
yeah.
That's that internet thing again. Yeah.
Exactly.
Frequently in the same site.
What I always love though about moments like this, when you watch it after a certain period of time, you forget that there's 50 people standing under there pushing steam up through little holes and things and trying to make it look like it's actual chemistry.
Yeah. And let me just say again, man, the music here again, dude. I swear,
this is Vince Guaraldi.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites
just
of the season.
Ridiculously awesome.
I love this song. I'd never heard this one before. Did you talk about this one, Thomas?
Well, this is Vince Guaraldi. It's a track called Ginza, and it's just this wonderful, charming romance between the two of them. I kind of thought a lot about the Peanuts and about how there's this warmth to the Peanut stuff and those skating things from the winter specials, and that kind of led over here. And once I found this song, I thought, what a nice budding romance between these two guys, and let's do this thing soft and jazzy and sweet, and I don't know, it just felt right.
So many times, man, in this entire series, that the music just changes or somehow sets correctly the scene. It's just unbelievable.
I just love how it's never predictable.
It's never obvious at all. I know.
And
Right.
sometimes it's so predictable that you're just like, what? Oh, but it works.
And I want to blow the horn for Kelley here to get too far past it. The beautifully edited, the picture beautifully edited to the music, all that wonderful da-da, all that stuff.
Thank you.
My favorite thing in the world is doing montages with Kelley. It's just, it's a joy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Nothing like a good montage with Kelley.
Pile it on.
That's what I hear.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny too because I always tend to. It just kind of hits that way. I always tend to get them.
I do a good job.
Thank you.
There was also a very cool shot in that sequence, now gone past a few seconds ago, where
Time lapse.
well, the time lapse is great too,
cut.
but also you cut from the actual. There was a long crane down.
Yes.
In the talk about how we did that, John.
Well,
how you did that.
the laundry room is, and actually that was done after we finished by Michelle McLaren, believe it or not, and had a crane shot in the laundry that went down into some black. Just they set up just something to block the camera.
Went down behind a laundry bin or something.
Yeah, and then a matching timed shot at the on the set, and then through Kelley's magic of editing, it looks like this great transition.
Yeah, it's
It's really
flawless.
cool.
Yeah, it looks like you're going from one real place to another real place. And in fact, they were shot days or even weeks apart, and one is inside a soundstage and one is on a real location.
Let's see. I thought the whole thing was that we actually had a double stack set like that, and you weren't going to give away that it was two different shots.
Well, that is always the argument, right? It's, do you want to hear how the magician did the
No,
trick,
I'm
or
just
do you
kidding.
not? Yeah.
But what I want to know though is where did the learned astronomer come from?
Vince.
I like Whitman. I like poetry, and I remember reading. I had a book of poetry when I was in high school that I read instead of dating girls and going to proms.
Did I get the name right though?
Yeah, it's When I Heard the Learned Astronomer by
yeah.
Walt Whitman. It's in Leaves of Grass, I believe, and which we see later on coming up.
Yes.
The actual book, the cover of the book, and it's just a great poem, and it seemed appropriate here. So when we were in the writers' room talking, the writing of these episodes is John wrote the hell out of this episode, as all of my writers write wonderful episodes. But then before the actual one writer goes off to write an episode, there is the group mind time in the writers' room where we sort of plot out each episode. All of us have an equal share in all of the episodes in a plotting. In the plotting procedure that we do, that takes a couple of weeks, and then we talk it all through, and then one writer goes and writes it. And
It's very much like this. We drink wine and read poetry to each other.
yes, we do. And rub each other's shoulders with peppermint oils. It's very nice.
This also builds such warmth between the two and the camaraderie between the two characters. Walt has finally found sort of a kindred spirit.
It's his
in a
soulmate
sense.
right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a bromance.
It is. And David was so amazing with that poem because it's a long poem,
Yeah.
and he was able to not only get it down but to do different versions of it. Do the passionate version. Now do the cold, calculating version. Whatever. He would just shift gears.
And
It's
then the
pretty amazing.
embarrassed version.
Yes.
He's a wonderful actor.
Oh, actors do different versions? No shit.
Well, yeah.
I think they get paid by the version, don't they?
God damn, I'm gonna work on that. I'm like, I got one and I'm fucking sticking to it.
Gotta respect that.
That's good. There's a man.
Hey, where did we cut?
There he is.
Where did we cut that scene? Where was that scene that cut? With,
It was
with me and
top
my
of
boss?
Act 1.
Top of Act 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you thought it was a scene where we explained why I'm going rogue, essentially.
Yeah.
And you didn't need that.
Well,
Did people understand
The
enough?
acting wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
So we,
That's
I know that guy never. That guy never.
He didn't
shows
do
up.
versions. He
never-
only
oh.
did one version. We didn't know what to do.
That's
No.
just sad.
I
though.
actually ate all that food, by the way.
That's
Really.
That's so gross too.
It was quite tasty.
That's
It looks like
commitment.
those French fries have been there for like a half a day.
And I get another one right there. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
Not quite.
there is.
And then we
Yeah.
have this really great phone ring that you guys thought of, the little froofy ring from Marie.
Hey, that's right. I forgot about that. How important that was, man. You guys
Yeah.
are brilliant, by the way.
Well, Dave Porter wrote that for us. The little ringtone, because any ring you can't. By the way, I mean, as we know, we live in a litigious society. You can't just record a ringtone from a phone, not one of these musical ones anyway, because a composer somewhere in the world wrote that particular ringtone and deserves to get paid for the use of it. So we had to create our own froofy goofy sort of ringtone, and Dave Porter wrote it for us, did a great job.
It was really important that it was memorable, and you don't realize it until later.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
great.
But what's funny too about that kind of thing, that you don't realize how this happens, but it's like that ringtone was like, we had several of them. They were like, oh no, this one is not. It's not sprightly enough.
not
or
Marie
it's
enough.
not. Yeah. It's like, there were several of them that you think, oh, just put a ringtone in. No, it had to be
It was
right.
also fun looking for cheesy 80s songs that we might license for.
Yes,
yeah.
that's right. That's right.
We abandoned that, I think, thankfully, but it was certainly fun digging through.
Yeah.
And I might say here, just for what it's worth, I think we shifted gear for the entire series with this phone call right here.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
I don't know if anyone, but man, this starts a sequence of events. It was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's exciting.
It's like,
Especially from the bromance, kind of was real casual and nice, and
yeah.
so like sweet and set up. And this didn't even look like too much yet, but
Yeah.
when his expression, right? When he starts,
Yeah.
not yet, but the next one,
when he
he's,
leans forward.
yes,
in
when he
that
leans
chair,
forward, I'm like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
It's like, do you ever notice if he had an RV?
Oh, look at that. There he goes.
Why? Is what he has. Like, why?
Yeah.
Also, it's so nice to know the characters only know so much, and just to watch them delivering with only their knowledge and their personality. And
Yeah, that's one thing though that we did this year, and we talked about a lot in the editing room. Is that we know as an audience way more
There it
than
is.
the characters know this
Yeah,
year.
right there. Look at that. Look at oh boy.
It's true what you just said, Kelley. This is an interesting season in that so much of what we know, our main character doesn't know for a good chunk of this season. It was a different kind of year in that
Yeah.
sense.
yeah, Walt is running blind through pretty much the entire season.
Well,
That's true.
but Hank, we know more than Hank knows. We know more than everybody knows.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, do we do that that way? We haven't done that before, really.
This was an unusual season in that sense. Very, very, very true. I love this shot.
Yeah, that's a good shot too.
Yeah.
And nice
With the
parallel.
phone ring and the phone.
That's fun.
And
Badger looks at a rock, and
Yes.
Jesse's in business mode.
And I love this calculator that you really can. That's a real calculator that you can see through,
See through.
and you press the little numbers and then when it works.
What, Mr. White?
And that turn into the camera. That like,
Yes.
how does that-
Yes. I love that.
I love this thing where he, coming up here, he goes.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of blue for Walt this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another
We
powerful blue.
that's a good point, Tom. So we changed his color palette. We started off in the pilot with shades of beige, and then he got a little green on us,
Oh,
and then he
we
went
go.
black, and now we are into blue.
Now tell us about this
the
chi
Chi machine.
And how did you guys? One of you guys found it and gave the other one a gift or
Yeah.
something?
Is there product
That's right.
placement
Way,
involved
way
here?
back on X-Files days, somehow I think my wife stumbled across this thing called the Chi machine, and then we gave one to Vincent Hawley for Christmas.
Yes.
And you lie on it, and it sort of massages your spine or something, and lets the chi out or in or something. And this scene was originally written with like a treadmill, and then Vince in the production meeting said, "I got it, chi machine."
Yeah.
It's just perfect. Just to see him lying on his back, wiggling is
yeah.
awesome.
Lens to the cheese.
What about this? What about the Star Trek Enterprise line? Where did that come from, John?
Honestly, that was Vince's addition. I assume as an homage to my year spent on Enterprise.
That's right.
Yes.
We were on Enterprise for that was a cool show. That had the best single title sequence of any of the Star Treks. I thought.
Yes, I agree. No, that
was
was
a
cool.
good show. The Chi Machine, by the way, it looks goofy, but it really feels good. It rocks you side to side there, and after about 20 minutes, you get up and you get a head rush.
Yeah.
It's
We should bring one in here right now.
it doesn't work as well in your genitals, unfortunately. Kind of chafes, but
It's terrifying to see Badger in a position of authority.
Yes.
That's one of the last big shots of our RV. Look at that.
Yeah.
yeah, it's true.
This was the.
I'm getting a little weepy over that.
I am.
It was funny when I read it. Yeah, I was telling everybody in the editorial they hadn't read it yet, and I'm like, "We're gonna lose an old friend."
Yeah.
And everybody's, "Who's gonna die? Who's gonna die?" I can't tell you. I gotta read it.
I love these two guys. But if you stacked one on top of the other, they'd be about equal in height to the Sears Tower. I
Yes,
think.
yes.
Big couple of guys. The
Yeah, Matt's really tall.
Matt's
yeah.
tall, and Clovis is even taller.
Wow.
Clovis is the actor who plays Clovis is a very, very nice fellow and a very good actor, and it was good having him back. It's been a while since we'd seen him.
I need your help, okay? If I go down, we all
Oh,
go down.
goddamn.
You understand?
I like how business he is, you know. You know this guy. He's just struggling to make a living, and he's going to only take that many risks, and he keeps on getting roped back
But
into
he
this
was
nightmare.
getting a huge amount of money from Jesse. What was he getting paid to just store that RV there?
Yeah.
Like a huge amount of money.
For him, yeah.
Tom Kesey, that's the name.
That's right.
Is who plays Clovis. It was good seeing him again.
Matt goes to the phone.
I love this when he calls him
Goes
and
to the phone.
the next thing is Jesse running out of
Yeah.
that house like a bat out of hell trying to...
This is a great cut here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this cut.
Oh,
You get that address.
And that's just handheld. That's not a thing. What's that device called?
it's
now
not a
it's-
steady cam.
It's not a
It's
steady cam.
It's
And
just the
even better.
operator running along.
It was funny, yeah, because when John was out on the set, I would like text him and I'd say, anytime you got somebody running by that camera, I'm all over that. That's cool.
I love our domino process, you know, the way the dominoes kind of fall with these plot points. It's so exciting.
Yeah.